Hello and welcome to the Star Citizen News and Weekly Review for the week ending the 29th of May 2016. We take a good hard look at the headlines and then a more in-depth view at Star Citizen in the Weekly Review. So, to start with, the MISC Prospector winner. Every month I run a ship giveaway that goes to a random commenter on a video or the BoredGamer forum threads on the RSI and Redacted websites. This month's winner for May is Caged Authentic. I hope I've said that right, and I hope I've written that down right. I have. This month, for the month of June, we have a Drake Buccaneer giveaway. So for your chance to win a Drake Buccaneer, you just have to comment on any of our Star Citizen content made between now and the end of June, or on the RSI or Redacted website forums. There'll be a thread called BoredGamer June giveaway or something very similar to that. I'll put links in the description. And I will allow up to 3 entries for that. So if you commented on the forum thread on Redacted, RSI, and on a video, you'd have 3 entries effectively. Otherwise, it's hellish for me to look through all of the names and stuff and, yeah, Excel and things. Anyway, if you don't collect it within a week after me contacting you, the prize will be redrawn and given to another lucky viewer. Anyway, talking about the Drake Buccaneer, it's now on concept sale for $110, excluding taxes. The ship is a small, heavily armed brawler. It's going to be cheap and easy to maintain in combat, and will fill the dog fighting role instead of the Cutlass that the Cutlass was kind of originally supposed to do, but obviously the scope of the Cutlass changed quite heavily. Cutlass owners will receive a $10 coupon so they can change to the Buccaneer if they wish. That's the idea there. There's also a Drake survey at the moment, because anyone that purchases a Buccaneer standalone at the moment during the concept sale will receive an Item X. And Item X is a weapon worth approximately 18,000 UEC. And that item will be determined by a survey that you need to fill in. Every player will get the same item, but it's a bit of fluff that you can participate in to influence what item you will get for every Buccaneer. So it's a bit of extra stuff for Buccaneer purchasers. But that Buccaneer has 5 weapon points sporting 6 conventional weapons as standard, as well as 2 missile pods. And it's in concept, so it's hard to see exactly where it will match up between other ships at the moment. But it's being compared to the Gladius and Hornets. I expect it to be significantly more heavily armoured than anything but like a Super Hornet, that kind of level. It's just a very powerful standard fighter. It is, however, going to have its downsides. We're not entirely sure what those will be. It might have exposed components. It might burn really hot so that everyone can see it from miles away. It might not be that agile, but very fast in a straight line, although it is pegged to be agile as well. We'll have to actually see when the game comes out, or when the ship comes out anyway. I expect it to be the most common fighter in the verse very quickly for both Outlaws and the less criminally inclined players. If you would like to know more about the Buccaneer, please check out my Ship Buyer's Concept Guide about the ship. I go into a lot more in-depth information there, links in the description. Also, you have my permission to punch anyone in the face that tells you the joke, how much did it cost to get the pirate's ears pierced about a Buccaneer. When will 2.4 be going to live? So patch 2.4L is on the PTU, and it's looking very good. They've added a load of new features during the PTU phase as well. 2.4 is the biggest revision of Star Citizen we've had since 2.0 went live. So at the moment, there's a code 7 error, which seems to be a major blocker for 2.4 before it can go on to the live build. They're also trying to improve as much performance and frames as they can. 2.5 won't be delayed though because of 2.4 taking its time. There are staff already working on 2.5 features. It's even possible that a feature of 2.5 would make it into 2.4 live, and that would be most likely the flight ready reliant core. That's a possibility if it takes a little bit more time for the patch to go live, and that would be if the core reliant is fully done. The patch could go live any day now. It's literally as soon as those blockers are gone in that build, and they're also trying to constantly fix and improve performance and that sort of stuff. So even if it is taking a little bit more time, they are adding features still. So besides shopping, Alpha UEC, more missions, persistence, new weapons, new flyable ships, and hangar-ready ships, we might get to see some extra little bits and bobs. We don't know yet. They might add some more features to 2.4. We'll have to wait and see. Let's take a deeper look at what happened this week in Star Citizen with the weekly review. Starting off with the CIG show 10 for the developers, episode 11. Bugs. It's all about bugs this week. Bug fixes can sometimes cause more bugs, and finding the cause of a bug is a major part of that. There are odd issues and bugs that can occur too, such as with the CryEngine, they had a problem where anything placed below 0 on the z-axis was considered underwater. It was a simple fix once they discovered that issue, but until then, all their ships were basically flying as if underwater. Open and closed development. Open development requires more debugging and thorough testing, but you get a lot more feedback and numbers that aid development. Closed development allows you to focus on features without interruption, but there's less scrutiny and vigorous testing there. All the various teams and departments have their own processes for fixing and identifying bugs. They do, however, work closely with the other departments to fix and resolve issues. Each Star Citizen release is sometimes required to pull staff off other tasks and reallocate resources to get a release out there. The resources required for any given release are pulled from the entire company, and specific tasks are handed off to different studios based on who's best for them. PTU features are sometimes removed from testing or for testing if they aren't ready. And bug reports and the issue council participation is incredibly important to the development of the game. They really genuinely help, and they'd like to thank everyone that participate with that. We also had the Reverse the Verse May subscriber special. They talked about they've been working on the Drake Dragonfly and a yet to be announced ship. There was lots of work going on to the Caterpillar to get it hangar ready. Cargo will fit in the middle compartment of the Caterpillar with catwalk access, and the Caterpillar is also currently expected to be around 110 meters in length. That's very big, although it might change. The Item System 2.0's first proper release will feature coolers, power plants, the reworked shields, and we'll also be able to physically access these components. The shield changes will allow generators to power a given shield facing or faces for extra customization and management. Physics grids and explosions are also making great progress, and in the future we're going to see explosive decompressions and external forces affecting our ships. The time to kill for ships as well will be increasing. This will allow repairs to be undertaken during combat and lots more management stuff to be done. The new component system will make damage to systems more dynamic. Power plants might cause giant explosions if they get hit in a certain way. You could damage the pipes on a ship's engines and that would disable the ship. That sort of stuff. The news van, or the Reliant Mako, is planned to record events with a camera. You could witness a crime, gather evidence, spy, or various other things. It's going to be quite basic implementation to start with, but I'm quite excited about that. In Around the Verse Season 2, Episode 33, we found out a variety of things that were happening in the studios around the world. In Los Angeles, the Item System 2.0 is getting a lot of love. They're talking about it a lot. They're looking at new designs for some ship items, power plants, coolers, generators, that sort of thing. Down in Austin, they're talking about Alpha UBC being vigorously tested on the PTU. Remember, Alpha currency will get wiped regularly, so they don't get too attached to earning money in game at the moment. They want to be as careful as possible implementing that economy. The economy is a cornerstone of Star Citizen, and obviously people have spent real money on their ships and that sort of stuff, so it's going to be quite important they get that right with the currency and even the Alpha currency at this stage. They're working on a pirate base for Crusader for outlaw players to spawn in as well at the moment. It will be similar to Olisar, but with more outlawry options and shops and that sort of stuff. They're adding more and more items to Kasaba outlet, so we'll have more customization for our clothing, and they're getting ready for a game-wide lighting pass. Foundry 42 and Frankfurt, they didn't really have much extra info that we didn't know about, or info that they're out to share at the moment. They're continuing on their projects from the last couple of weeks and continue on the stuff, the work that they've already discussed. In Around the Verse Behind the Scenes, they looked at the Drake Buccaneer in quite a lot of detail, and in ship shape, they also looked at the Drake Buccaneer. So there was a lot of information between these two articles, effectively, about the design process, the concept, the stats. It's worth checking out if you're interested in the ship. As I said earlier, I also have a shipwires guide. You might find that useful too. Links in the description. Shameless extra plugs. This week's MVP was Tyrillian with the We Are Star Citizens trailer. It's worth watching. It's pretty cool. It's done in the CryEngine, and it was apparently pretty hard to do. I'm quite impressed by that. We also got to see the Hangar Ready Reliant in the ATV Fast Forward in all its shiny glory. I'm really looking forward to it getting its final polish and buff for the 2.4 patch. And finally, in reverse the verse, we found out a few little other informational nuggets that we haven't discussed elsewhere. Mark Skelton has left CIG. He will be missed, and he was an awesome dude. They're all sad to see him leave. Mark thanks his family and the community for all their support. The Shubin mining contest winners will be announced soon, they haven't forgotten. The Reliant variants will get a flyable Reliant base or core when it's ready until their variant is completed. The Buccaneer owners will receive a Hornet loaner until their ship is completed. The Starfarer Gemini and Reliant will go back on sale in 2.4 when it goes live, as it were. Next month, we should see some details of the Carrax process. It's undergoing a gameplay pass, as it were, at the moment. And the Caterpillar's price, as with all other ships, might go up in the future. There is a possibility of a sale at its original price before it's hangar ready too. And on a side note, not really related to Star Citizen, but sort of related, the new NVIDIA 1080 cards are now all available for pre-order, and the new i7 processors, the 68 and 6900Ks, are going to be on sale from tomorrow. So if you're thrifty like me, it might be time to check out eBay over the next coming couple of weeks to pick up some of the last gen of hardware extremely cheaply. Please tell me what you think about the Buccaneer, and are you excited for 2.4? Are you going to be getting one of the new 1080 graphics cards or picking up a new PC upgrade anytime soon? Also, check out the new Inforunner series that we've got on the Redacted website. It's informative, written content all about the CIG shows that we've basically just talked about, but goes into much more detail and a good bit of opinion there as well. I'd love to know and appreciate all your comments. Tell me things. A special thank you to all of my viewers and especially my Patreons at the moment. You guys are genuinely awesome. Those extra funds help me maintain my PC, my channel, giveaways. Much love. And thank you so much for all the kind comments from everyone. Really appreciate it, guys. You're literally the best. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you can, and I will see you in the verse.